Hi there, Prairie Plant Girl here. So I wanted to give you a little update on the indoor potato growing little experiment that I've been doing here. My potatoes are not looking good. I'm not sure what this is exactly, if it's just, I mean, they're pretty spindly, so maybe they're just not getting enough light, but I mean, if it's a nutrient deficiency, I've never seen potatoes look so very unhealthy. So I'm thinking that this is probably a nutrient deficiency. I'm not sure about that, but I've trimmed off all the kind of dead stuff just in case it was disease. Oh, except for this one here. Just in case it is a disease thing. We'll get it out of here. But now what I want to do is just pull back the vermiculite that's on top. These had a little bit of bone meal added to the soil. Well, it's a soilless mix, and really what it is just peat moss and perlite. So no nutrition in it at all, other than that little bit of bone meal I added when they were planted. And then they would have had the energy stores from the tubers, but if you recall from when I planted these, they're very small tubers. That will be used up long ago already. So I just have a little bit of bone meal. So now when I give these a drink, that'll help work that bone meal down into the root zone there and help to feed them. So I'm not sure what's going on with these. They are getting close to the end of their lifespan. These are planted about November 23rd. It's now it's now February 1st. So they're about two months, about 65, 70 days in there somewhere that they've been planted. And I believe this is a red Norland. It may be a Caribe because I did have both of those in storage, and once they've aged a bit, they can be a little bit hard to tell the difference. Both of those are an early to mid-season kind of potato, so 60 to 90 days. So we could be getting at that point, but I just don't feel like that was a maturity thing that was happening there. It didn't just have that same look to me of a plant dying back from just, ending its lifespan. It looked more diseased. So this is what my plan is right now going forward. I'll keep you up to date. I'll bring you back. I'll let you know in a week or two here if I see any changes, what's going on. And pretty soon we'll just dump these buckets out and see if there's anything in there. But that'll be another day. So thanks for watching. Today I wanted to harvest my indoor potatoes in a pot experiment growth here. So I planted these potatoes up in late November. I believe it was November 23rd, 2020. And so they've had just over 3 months of growth. They were really small potatoes. If you didn't see the video, there was one that was, maybe 2 inches across, and the rest were probably an inch or smaller. I planted, I believe, 3 in one bucket and 4 in another. And I think I've had a couple come up on each bucket, but I'm not too sure till I get in here and see. They probably could go longer. You can see they're still growing, pretty nice growth on them, but they've been doing this thing where they're getting kind of diseased and ratty looking, and they're definitely flowering. I don't know, you see flowers on this one anywhere? I have flowers somewhere here. There they are, they're flowering. The flowering usually indicates there's something in here, and I'm just ready to get them out of my grow room anyways. I have 4 more little ones started, so I'd like to know if this is even doing anything under the ground here. And it's time to get seeds started, so I kind of need to get these out of the way. And this concerns me. This looks almost like kind of a blight or something. I've never seen quite this type of disease looking thing on my potatoes before, but it's a lot more humid and warm in that room than we usually get outside. So I think it's time to just pull them and see what's happening. I'm just gonna yank the tops out of the way here.
So I'm thinking, since it looks like this might be kind of blightish, that maybe I need to just throw these tops right in the garbage. Maybe you could tell me if that's the right action or not. I've never really dealt with a potato blight. So I think I'll move this one out of the way for right now. And we'll see if there's anything in here. I can see some tiny ones. So that's about the size of the majority of what I planted in here to begin with. The soil was a growing medium that's peat moss and perlite, and then there's a little bit of vermiculite mixed in as well on top as I added layers. So yeah, it was definitely growing potatoes, but not really, they needed more time, which I kind of suspected from the leaves, but like I said, they're looking diseased and I just don't want that sticking around, just in case that is a blight. The stems didn't look like they were blackening or anything, so I'm really not sure, but the leaves looked kind of watery, not just like dried up from old age. So any of you that have a lot of potato blight issues, maybe let me know if that sounds like blight. So that one really didn't have anything in it. Oops, 4 little tiny nubs there. That one, if you count it. This one's looking like it'll be the same way. So yeah, lots of root growth. Not a lot of potato growth here. I saw some little ones on here and I dumped it. Where'd they go? Can't even find them now. Wow. I know I saw something in here, but they're so small. So this surprises me a little bit. Usually by the time the potato plants are flowering, there's, you know, something a little more usable under the soil there, even if they haven't died back yet. I know letting the plant die back is really the best thing to do, but like I said, they're looking diseased and I don't really want those diseased plants in my house, especially when I'm starting seeds now. But yeah, that surprises me. I thought there would be even just some really tiny, bigger than this though, nice little small salad-sized potatoes in there, but that's really, but I mean, those were really small potatoes, so maybe they just couldn't, the ones I used for seeds, so maybe they just didn't have the energy to produce anything more than that. That's interesting. All right, well, I'm gonna leave the soil outside. I think I'm just gonna throw the leaves and things in the garbage. And those of you that have blight, let me know if you think this was kind of a potato blight situation, and what I should do with the soil if it is. Because I really don't know. I'm really not sure. I'll have to do some research and maybe I can find out, but for now I think I'll just leave it out here in this bucket. I'll put the leaves in my municipal garbage and just go from there. And yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do with these. So there we go. That's my big harvest out of those 2 buckets. So thanks for watching and we'll see you next time. Bye.